gaming industry has been uglifying female characters, whether they're making brand new ones that look like dudes, or what we're most notably seeing is previous female characters that were very feminine, pretty, actual women that were transformed into some ambiguous troon looking, hey, is this a trans, is this an actual woman, or is she just ugly? Because they are scared of beautiful women for some reason, as we've seen demonstrated time and time again. Now with the Soul Reaver remasters coming out, we did see with the glyph statue where they originally, in the first or earlier trailers, we saw the glyph statue look more like a dude, which we can see here. So here is the original version, and then this was the remastered, and she's looking much more like a dude. As you can see, the proportions go from, when you're going from lats to hips, the shoulders, everything is at its widest point up here, and then the hips shrink smaller. So as you can see, they actually widened the lat area, the rib cage, the shoulders, and they lessened the hips to give a much more ambiguous, masculine looking vibe. And as you can see in the face here as well, here in the older graphics, she's so much prettier. So it's like, what is going on? This is a very gender ambiguous looking statue. So there was a lot of backlash surrounding that. And people have been asking me, because I do constantly go on and on about how great Saber is as a development studio and the people that they've hired. For example, with the Tomb Raider remasters, they have hired a team of super fans who have done a phenomenal job with the Tomb Raider remasters. So much of that team has gone over to work with the Soul Reaver remasters as well. So that being said, it's like, okay, this has to be an oversight. This can't, I don't understand. I don't think this is something that team would deliberately do, but it's definitely present here. So people are asking, what do you think is going to happen? I'm like, hey, let's wait it out. Let's see. I didn't want to write it off or assume that they were just going woke. Well, fortunately, they did fix the statue. We have Nathan here who shared this. As per fan request, the glyph statue in Soul Reaver Remastered has been reworked and looks much better. So as you can see, again, just a reminder, this is the previous version, and then they tweaked it and made it look much more feminine and better, right? So as you can see here from the differences side by side, again, like I said here, the widest point is at the shoulders and the lats, and the hips, it progressively gets smaller. The hips don't widen. And as you can see with this version here, they did add a flare to the hips, and it does appear that the rib cage is more narrow. So yeah, people want to act like, oh, you want why does all these anti-woke people want everything to look pornographic? We don't want that. We just want females to look female. And so we weren't expecting the glyph statue, especially, look at the original. She just looks like a woman. This doesn't look like some porn star or something. We weren't asking for them to give her gigantic titties up to her chin. We just want her to look like a female statue, like she's supposed to look. And this is definitely a more androgynous looking statue here. So they did clearly make some tweaks to this and make her look, and in the face and everything like that, just more feminine. So when it comes to and again, I think I can't stress enough, this team, now a lot of people, they think that it's Aspire and they think that it's Crystal Dynamics making these remasters, same with the Tomb Raider ones, but it's not. And I know they're credited everywhere for it. Now, who are actually developing these remasters are Saber. Saber develops these remasters. Saber is a very based studio, if you know anything about them. And people argue that. I've been annoyed with people on the keyboards arguing with me on this. Like, here's the thing. Look at the actual credits. And finally, I get them to shut up when I bring my receipts. So I made a video about this. I said, you're being lied to about who's developing the Tomb Raider and Soul Reaver remasters. If you want to get more receipts about it, because I know some people want to argue about it in the comments, because all they do is pull up the Steam page or something, and like if you were to go Soul Reaver Remastered Steam, like if you were just to look at the Steam page, what are you going to see? You're going to see developer Aspire Crystal Dynamics and publisher Aspire. And so people want to argue because of that, just because of that. But if you actually look, well, first of all, I actually know people on the development teams. So this is being developed by Saber. And if you look at the Tomb Raider remasters, and you actually, because the same thing, they'll just say Aspire Crystal Dynamics, Tomb Raider remaster. Why is that not showing up when I, okay. You will see Aspire Crystal Dynamics. So people have wanted to argue with me about this. Oh, it's Aspire and Crystal Dynamics. It's not Saber. What are you talking about? Oh, they're on the intro just because that's like the Aspire's the parent company or whatever. They want to argue about it. And it's like, no, I actually know people on the development team. They specifically hired super fans from the community to develop this. But if you, and then in the actual credits, you'll find, and again, check out this video. That's where I've got the receipts. If you want to dive more into it, you'll find those who actually did the development were Saber. It's there in the end credits. I'm sick and tired of arguing with people over this, but for some reason, they're not being properly credited on the storefront pages. Crystal Dynamics didn't develop these at all. That's what's so frustrating. Crystal Dynamics, just because they've owned the IP, they get credited as developer, which is insane. But yeah, anything Crystal Dynamics actually develops with Tomb Raider, I mean, Tomb Raider or anything, but with Tomb Raider as of late, I mean, they've been running it to the ground. Or if you look at like the Netflix Tomb Raider animation and stuff, a lot of the woke stuff in that is because of Crystal Dynamics. They are trying to change Lara Croft from a Tomb Raider into a tomb or an artifact protector, restoring artifacts and giving them to their rightful owners and this and that. Like, they don't even want her to be a Tomb Raider. So also like the manliness of Lara Croft, all this, Crystal Dynamics is ruining it. But Embracer handed off these remaster projects to, in this case, Aspire to publish and Saber to develop. So don't just take my word for it. Look up the credits. And if you want to look up my video where I have more receipts, yeah. Again, I know people who are on the development team, and they are, let's just say these are in good hands. So if you want to, if you're, you know, we're all a part of this, what we call non-binary initiative with gamers. We're not buying non-buy BUY. We're not buying woke games. You know, we're trying to, you know, stop the spread, right? And so we're seeing a lot of these woke games fail as a result because we're not buying them. So if you if you're considering that, well, oh, is this going to be woke? Is this going to be, hey, if you want my opinion on it, you're in good hands with anything Saber is working on and with these remasters. Like I said, the Tomb Raider remasters were fantastic. I'm looking forward to 4 through 6 remasters in February, and I absolutely will be purchasing the Soul Reaver remasters once they drop here in a couple weeks. So anyway, there you have it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And as always, if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel at Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.